Good afternoon, everyone. So, how are you guys today? Yeah, you can hear
Ma'am,
me, is it?
I'm good, ma'am.
Okay, Kimberly, yeah, you there. All right.
Right.
So, today we will be discussing about the writing. So, I was waiting for more candidates, so that's why we just waited for a few more minutes. And guys, the classes, yes, you know, it's provided by CECA, Career Education Consultancy Australia. And the classes are free of the cost, and every day we discuss the different module of the IELTS in this class. So with these 3 days past, we discuss the listening and reading, and we will be now moving towards the writing, and definitely tomorrow or day after tomorrow we will be doing the speaking, a face-to-face conversation sort of. That's how that module is, right? So talking about the writing today. So writing consists of two tasks named as task 1 and task 2, right? So the task 2 of the writing, which is an essay, it is same for the academic and the journal candidate. There is no different in the essays of the essay task of the writing, because you see the task 1, it is different. When we'll be talking about the task 1, then we'll be moving in details to that. Now moving onwards with writing. So first of all, when we start with the writing essay, so we got a statement like this is happening. Suppose the environment is changing day by day, and the pace with which it is changing, it is increasing as well, right? Now this is a statement given to us, a situation given to us, and beneath that there will be a sentence written which will be asking us what are the causes of this and how it can be tackled, right? So basically this we called actual question of the essay. So statement always tell us a situation, always give us a scenario, and beneath that there will be a sentence, or next to that there will be a sentence telling us what we are doing with this question today, right? So this is how the writing task essay you will be getting it. So that question like what are the causes and reasons to that, and how we can tackle this situation, basically this is the one thing we are describing in the whole essay. That's the main topic, that's the main question of the essay. So if we are missing on that part, we are losing marks. So it's very important to understand the question, right? So before we attempt to answer it, yes, before we attempt to answer it, it's more important that we understand what is written beneath the scenario given or the statement given, right? So this is what exactly examiner is after and looking for in your essay, the answer to that question. And if you answering that question, you will be achieving good marks on the task achievement parameter. And you not answering that question, you keep talking some other things than that, you are off topic, then it will be really difficult to exceed your score more than 5 or 5.5 band, right? So this is very important, you concentrate enough and focus the whole of the essay, the main body paragraphs towards that question itself, right? So to analyze the question, like how I am developing this essay, what will be my structure for this essay, how I am cutting up my ideas here, adding examples here, and how I am writing a conclusion and introduction here, we have to identify what is the question type. So question type is like what words are there. So there will be some keywords like agree, disagree, advantage, disadvantage, problem, solution, right? Discuss the scenarios given. And these are the words we have to identify from the question and the statement. And after that, we will be deciding how we are going to write this essay in 250 words, right? So we have 250 words to write in the essay. So that is the minimum words you will be writing. There is no max limit here, right? But doesn't mean that if there is no max limit, you can write any number of words. So your essay need to be 250, minimum 250 words need to be there. And after that, like that's the limit. So how closely you are finishing it off, you are finishing in 252 words, 3 word, 55, up to 260 you need to finish your essay. If you're extending it more, if you're writing 300 words, 350 word, 340 word, so that mean it is also show your inefficiency of describing the given concept in the given word limit, which is 250 words, right? So in both way it is harmful. Even I'm writing 240 words, I'll be losing mark. I'm writing more than 260 words, or you see 255 262 words, I'll again losing mark, because I'm not capable to describe the things here sufficiently within given word limit. And again, the task achievement parameter, I'll be start receiving less score on that, right? And what time will be given to you for essay? You will be having 40 minutes to type your essay or write your essay, right, depending on which test you are preparing for. So you got 40 minutes. So out of 40 minutes, we have to plan how we are spending our time here, right? So 40 minutes is good enough time to write 250 words, right? But besides that, we will be only assuming or keeping that I have only 30 minutes to write 250 words, right? Now, why so? Because first 5 minutes we have to take out to plan our essay. Because straightforward, I got a statement, and if I just don't, you see, I don't understand what it is, or I just don't think about the relevant idea and example, and straightforward I just start typing it, writing it. What happened? Meanwhile, I am just writing it. I feel like this essay is losing the relevancy to the essay, right? Or I feel like now this is least relevant thing I'm stating here. Oh, now this comes into my mind. This is quite relevant. I need to write this up, right? So what happened? It will create a confusion. It will create a mess. Again, losing you time. Yeah, the precious time. So it is better to plan before, to also to keep the content relevant, examples relevant, and not, getting confused or erasing a lot of things and rewriting them. So just avoid all these scenarios. We should plan our answer before typing or writing our essay. So we have to take out 5 minutes for that. And after that, 30 minutes you are giving yourself to write it up. And after that, again, you will be saving 4 to 5 minutes to proofread your essay. Because when we are typing, writing, we tend to do lot of sometimes lot of grammatical errors, like we missing on has, is, in, commas, punctuation sort of thing, or sometimes we mistype the spellings, miswrite the spellings, right? So for all these mistakes, because these are very normal, because we are in hurry, we are in a test atmosphere. So it also, yes, it makes us panic at times. So that's completely fine, right? So we have to just take out that time to check our work for any sort of spelling, grammatical errors, missing words, sentence formation error, so that we're not losing mark on those parameters, right? So this is how you will be planning your essay. And yes, 30 minutes are more than enough to write 250 words on an average. And how you will be writing essay? You will be starting your essay with writing an introduction. So what is introduction is? It should tell the examiner what the rest of the essay is about, and also answer the question directly. So the introduction need to be having what this essay is going to be about, and whatever the question in the statement, like if it says agree or disagree, do you agree or disagree? So this introduction need to have the answer to that question. If you suppose you are agree with the given situation, your intro need to have that answer within, right? So this is actually two things the examiner look into your essay, and if these are there, your introduction will be considered a complete introduction, which will receive good marks on the content of the introduction, right? So this tells the examiner that you know what you are doing straightway, and help you write your main body paragraph. So that's why it is very important, like how you are writing your introduction, so you're not missing on these two important factors in that. And forward to it, we will be writing two main body paragraphs. We call them paragraph 2 and 3. So this is where we will be just talking about exact ideas we are exploring in the essay, right? With examples, with ideas explained, with the description of the points we have mentioned. So everything what we are having as a point, description, example, we are fixing it up here in the paragraph 2 and 3, called as main body paragraph. After that, the fourth paragraph will be of conclusion, where you will be providing a summary of what you have already said in the rest of your essay. Remember that in conclusion, you won't be able to use the similar words you are using in the essay. The words need to be different than what you have already written in essay. That means you are using synonym, some other way to quote up the same thing, but you cannot write the same word as you are stating the same ideas, you are restating them. But remember that you cannot copy the word from the previous essay, paragraphs, or you have to use synonyms to get more and more marks in the conclusion part. Then these are the 4 paragraph structure you will be following for all the paragraphs essays you are writing. So keep it to 4 only. Don't need, there is no need to extend them to 5, and definitely you cannot cut them off to 3, right? So you need to write 4 paragraphs for sure, right? Then these are the 5 common IELTS writing task 2 question, where they're asking your opinions, right? Whether you agree, disagree. Then they'll be asking you the any object or thing mentioned in the essay, and they'll be asking of its advantage, disadvantage, and it can be like merit, demerits, it can be like pros, cons, right? Then comes the problem and solution essays, right? Then come the discussion essays, where you are discussing both sides of view, right? Both sided essay as we know them. And then 2-part question, where they are having a statement, and beneath that there will be 2 separate question asked to you. Instead of one question like in the other 4 here you will be having 2 separate question, for which you are just giving one different paragraph for both of the question, right? Keeping it to 4: intro, then one question, answer to that in one paragraph, then 2, then conclusion, right? So we are not changing the structure from 4 to 5 in any case, because that's look more appropriate, and yes, presentation also matter. And here it is, the first category, opinion question, where they are asking, do you agree or disagree? Now I got a statement here, right? For example, you can read it up, right? This is a statement, and this is how I'm saying it. Like, there will be a situation given, and beneath that they will be given you a sentence in a question form. So that is the basic thing. This is the thing we have to answer in our essay. This is what our essay need to talk about in the body paragraph, right? So this is like the normal typical words when it is a question type essay. So what is your opinion? Do you agree or disagree? To what extent do you agree or disagree? And maybe there will be a direct question. So out of these, anything can be beneath your statement, beneath your scenario given. And if any sentence is there, any such sort of thing is asked to you, so that essay falls into the category of opinion question, where it is asking you are agree to this essay or this situation, or you are disagree to this situation, right? And then if opinion question are your essays, this is the structure you will be following. So structure, as per the 4 paragraphs, it will be having introduction, main body paragraph 1, main body paragraph 2, and then there will be a conclusion. So as per the paragraphs, I have also mentioned you with the sentences, what you are writing in the sentences, and that's how you are just actually presenting the examiner what they are after in your essays. So introduction, you see here, the sentence first will be a paraphrasing of the statement. So when I say statement, it means the statement written here, that what this essay is basically about, what it is giving me as a scenario, that what you will be writing, paraphrasing as the first sentence here. Paraphrasing means you are using the synonyms, you are using the reverse order, changing order, right? But you cannot pick up it same from the question and paste it up here or type it up here in the same way, because if you're doing that, you're using the same word, not changing anything at all, so you will be losing mark. You won't be getting marks on vocabulary parameter, right? It's important that you are restating the statement, and for that you are using synonym, or maybe you changing the word order, few words you are changing, few you keeping same. So whatever is way is feasible to you at that moment, you following that, right? Any similar word, it will definitely reduce your score on the vocabulary parameter, that we call lexical resources in formal term. So the sentence 2 for the opinion essays, just a second. The sentence 2 is going to be about the thesis statement. So thesis statement is what it is about. It is called like what the way you are thinking about the essay, or the way you are writing the whole scenario in one sentence. So this essay, suppose this essay is saying that the involvement of computer is good, and yes, there will be more and more involvement of computers in the studies, suppose, right? So now thesis statement will be, it is agreed that, that means that's my understanding from the essay, that it is agreed that involvement of the computers in the education is beneficial and it must be enhanced in upcoming days, right? So this is like, this is called thesis statement. The way you feel about the essay in one sentence, that's what we are writing here after the paraphrase statement. Then comes the sentence 3, which we called outline sentence. What it is having, it will say this essay will discuss, right? Now here what we are about to discuss in whole essay for the question asked, that's what we are writing here. So as per the given essay here, example here, you can see it says, some people believe that unpaid community service should be a compulsory part of high school program, right? For example, working for charity, improving neighborhood, or teaching sports to younger children. Then comes, to what extent do you agree or disagree? Now, whatever my opinion is, that's what I'm saying here. This essay will discuss, right? Suppose I am agree to this one. They are asking agree, disagree, and I'm agree that yes, then there should be a proper involvement of the community service subject, right? So I will be writing, this essay will discuss the fruits of adding curriculum, as such as what the one described here, community service, as it will be developing the more tolerant society, and it will also add up to the moral values of individuals learning in the high school, right? So for me, I got these two ideas, right? I feel like this is beneficial, this is answer to question, that I'm agree, and why I'm agree, I also write it up here. And now the same ideas which I have said here, that I will be picking forward, and I will be just dedicating one paragraph to each of the ideas, right? So this is how your outline sentence will be. And one other thing to write outline sentence is, you can also write, this essay will discuss the fruits of having community service as a regular subject in the school curriculum, and expanding on its pros for the individuals and the society, right? Now this is also telling the examiner the student is agree to the situation, and he is about to explain why he is agree, right? So maybe you writing the idea straight away in a brief manner, or maybe you are just saying where you are falling towards in this essay, and then you are saying that I will be just discussing the things in upcoming paragraphs, right? Now the upcoming paragraphs, which we call main body paragraph. So you see here the main body paragraph, sentence 1 is going to be topic sentence. Topic sentence is always said to the sentence which tell what this whole paragraph is going to be about, right? If I write, the more tolerant society is the byproduct of adding the community service subject in the regular school curriculum. So this act as a topic sentence. That means this whole paragraph will be talking about the advantage benefit of having this subject, and what values it will be instilling in individuals, what value it instilling in society. That's mean that whole paragraph is in favor of these subjects, right? So the topic sentence is the one which tell the examiner what this paragraph is going to be about, right? So after writing topic sentence, suppose I write there that yes, as an individual, it will be really a good thing or a positive trend to learn the such traits while learning in the high school only. Now, I just wrote this as a topic sentence. I will be explaining it why. Now, I'll be saying the why, the reasoning here, why I'm saying so. So how I'm going to describe it? So definitely I'll be just quoting up explanation here, and then with the explanation, the next sentence I will be writing an example to back up my explanation, right? So that's how I will be just finishing it off. I'll be writing, uh, Suppose I am giving that individuals, they will be having a lot of benefits by having the community service in the schools, right? Studying in the school as high school subject, right? Now the next sentence I'll be writing, this is going to be beneficial, this is going to prove beneficial as of many reasons are there. Firstly, right, firstly, this will develop the good manners and traits into the children, right? They know the value of helping each other, they know the lessons of coordination from very young age, right? So maybe I am having different reasons that I believe that this is going to be beneficial, so I'll be explaining these things here. Then after coming to the example, when I'll be at the example, so this is Aman, you have a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
मैम अगर आप उस स्टेटमेंट आप एग्री है ना, फिर दोनों बॉडी पैराग्राफ आप एग्री के पॉइंट लिखने हैं ना.
If you are agree to the statement, and of course if it says agree or disagree, you are going to pick one side. You are not writing one agree one disagree, don't do that.
Okay.
Because this will
Okay.
make your marks less, right? If you're just picking one side, so you have to make both the paragraphs agree, if
Okay,
suppose
ma'am.
you are
Thank
agree,
you.
and if you disagree for both paragraphs, you're writing disagree, right?
Okay.
Yeah, Kimberly, yes.
Yeah, can I ask a question now? Suppose
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have learned the PT formats.
Mm-hmm. No,
Right.
they don't work here. There is no format here, so you have to write whatever you know by your own personal knowledge. Any crammed thing you are writing here, you won't be getting marks more than 5 band.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so this is your actual grammatical knowledge, how good you are in grammar, explaining points, ideas, because
Okay.
any learned sort of format you pasting up here, the examiner get it straight away, you won't be getting good marks on that, right? Rather than you writing by yourself at that moment only thinking and writing, definitely your marks will be more as compared to the any crammed options you have written, right?
Okay. So first we paraphrase the statement. Okay, fine. Yeah.
So that's why there are structure, that's why I'm telling you how you can develop, and I say here because you need it, right? To write that, you need to have this understanding to grab more marks, right? And
Okay.
everything I'll be just discussing here in the structure, if you're following them, you can easily see you are reaching to 250 words. Your essay will be on the topic, and it will be having all the necessities that needed there to gain more and more marks. So these all things, the relevant ideas, the example, the topic sentence you adding, the thesis you writing, the outline you giving, so this all adds up to your marks, right?
Ye-
So the main body paragraph 2, obviously we are agree to the situation. Now maybe in this paragraph I will be writing what are the pros or what are the fruits society will be having, right, in the later years, because of the addition of the subjects like the community service in the high school syllabus, right? So my topic sentence is like, maybe it is just obviously talking about the society benefits, right? So now the explaining topic sentence, that mean I'm explaining why and how it is helping society. So the community service also tell us to be tolerant to different cultures, different communities, different races, right? So it will also help to fade away the racism from society, to extend a helping hand to people from different communities, not to mock them, and what we say, what normally bully, yeah, not to bully them. So all these things are helping to a more tolerant society, a more beautiful world to live in, right? So this is my explanation how society will be benefiting for it. So obviously I need to write at least two sentences, two complex sentences to explain the situation here, and then I'm adding an example here. So for me, maybe I'll give an example. So some sort of country example or study example. So country example normally gel up here easily is Japan, that I usually give. So Japan is a country where I guess the first 4 year of the education, they dedicated to only the moral values. They don't go after any book syllabi, any curriculum, or any actually the formal education. They just focus on the moral values to be instilled in the students, and actually the results are really appreciable. You see there is no bullying up there, They people, they are very helping and very polite to each other. So this is like sort of example we can caught up here, right? So yeah, and after that, the last thing we are uh, writing the conclusive sentence, where we're giving the summary and we are writing our opinion, right? So obviously I'm agree to this situation. I am writing the summary is like restating my points which I ever mentioned there. So you cannot repeat your words here, so be mindful of that. So maybe you're writing one sentence only, so that's why I favor the whole situation. You explain, restate the points already you mentioned in some other words, and then write, and that's make me stand in favor of the given verdict, right? So this is how you are wrapping it up. Now this is the first category of the essay you can have in your exam. Moving to the next one is advantage disadvantage question, where they will be asking you whether you agree to this, or like what are the benefits and what are the drawbacks of this given um, situation, right? It could be a situation, it could be a object itself, right? It could be anything, right? You see there is an example I have cited here. So computers, so this is very common example I picked up here to explain the situation. So it says the computers are being used more and more in education, right? Discuss the advantages and disadvantages and give your own opinion. Now you see this is these are the typical question words which will be there beneath the statement, and you understand this essay related to the second category, advantage and disadvantage question. So it could be like this as well as written, it could be this as well, it could be as the third sentence as well, where they will be saying do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. So even if this is the question, obviously I have to talk about both the things, the benefits, the drawbacks, and then only I can decide in the conclusion like whether the advantages outweighing the disadvantages or not, right? So in both cases you will be just explaining both the situations, the positives and the negative. So structure here it is. So take a screenshot of that, maybe every structure I'm sharing here with you. So it says the introduction. So introduction will be having two sentences. Now you see there is no thesis sentence here. So you are writing the first sentence, you are paraphrasing the statement, right? So you paraphrase the statement here, and second sentence you are outlining the outlining sentence you are giving there. So what it is, this essay will discuss, right? So this essay will discuss benefits and drawbacks of involvement of the computers in the education these days and leading to a logical conclusion. You can miss this online, leading to logical conclusion, because it needed not needed there, as this essay is not asking outweighing or not outweighing sort of thing. So I'm just writing it up there. No thesis. Why? Because there is nothing the way you are feeling about the essay. It's just a simple technical thing. What are the benefits, what are the drawbacks, right? So I cannot write this essay agrees to, this essay disagree to, because there is no opinion sort of thing is asked in there, right? So that's why the thesis is missing there. So this is the actually basic things which we are not following in the essay, and which make our score less as like as per our requirements, because these are need sometime the thesis need to be there, sometime our thesis is not working with the essay, and
What
normally, yeah.
what is the meaning of I still don't understand the thesis thing and
So you, yeah, keep listening, everything is explained, but yes, it will come in a different slides forward, right?
no, but why is the thesis not there in this one and there in the first one? I cannot understand the diff.
So the first one is about like this essay is agreeing to a situation, right? So this essay, like the one that we are looking at right now, it is not agreeing to a situation. It's just simply asking, this is used more in more education. What are the benefits and drawback? Is it agreeing to some situation or disagreeing? No. So there is no opinion sort of thing here. That's why we are not writing, because you see the thesis, it says it is agreed that, it is disagreed that, right? So it'll be for this essay I can write it. It says some people believe that unpaid community service should be a compulsory part of school program, like these and this and that, and to what extent do you agree or disagree, right? So it says that some people believe that these community service, unpaid community service, need to be compulsory part of school program. So I can write here, this essay agrees to the involvement of the unpaid community service in the school curriculum, right? But in this essay, you cannot write like some people believe. There is no opinion mentioned here. Got
Okay.
it?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, and then the main body paragraph, you see the sentence first. It is stating one advantage. So computers, how they are helping in the education. So we have to think relevant idea. We need to plan our answer before, and definitely we'll getting few advantage, few drawbacks, disadvantage. So one first major advantage we will be writing here, right? And then we will be explaining about it more, how this is advantageous in given scenario, like the time it saves, or the reliability factor, or the availability, or the resources available. So this is like how we can expand our answer here. Just a second. All right, and then comes the sentence 3, where we are adding up a example. So maybe we can relate a few countries here, or we can give a survey conducted in the in the American School of Law, right? Maybe something like that, some sort of sentences we are using which give weightage to our examples. So it doesn't mean that example need to be really something which actually happened somewhere. You can frame them as well, right? But framing them means something you know, like, right? And you using the same technique, strategy, or the way, and you just framing something for the essay. This is true, right? But yeah, sometimes there are scenarios where actually we do have live example with us, which actually were case and were in the newspaper or article, or there are some studies conducted on the same, or there are some survey conducted on the same, right? And actually some country following that strategy, right? So we can just pick up those things and use them, because the examples, they are must in the essays. One example is must at least, but yes, I normally tell you to write two examples in every like in both the main body paragraphs. So they add more weightage to your descriptions, they give more authority to your ideas, right? So here, suppose you are writing a computer benefits advantage, and obviously you are adding an example here. So you can add as an example, definitely the developing countries having computer involved in their education, right? So they are way ahead than the underdeveloped nation where this facility is not available yet, right? And this is very true. And writing this one, you can add country name, a developed one and underdeveloping. All right, so this is differentiate the scenario, how this is advantageous. And then you can cite a resulting sentence. This will lead to more educated individuals, or this is leading to more informed and active individuals, or the individuals who are well versed for the professional life in hand. So could be anything, act as your resulting sentence here, so depending on how you are quoting up the ideas up there. And same scenario you're following in the paragraph, main body paragraph 2. There you are just writing one disadvantage this time, explaining that disadvantage like of computer is like distraction, body disformation, orders disorders, right? You see the back issues and the eye strains, and then the lack of that peer learning. You see there are many things, yeah. And that classroom environment traits are missing. So this is one thing, maybe, I mean, this is out of the many things you can cite here. And then explaining it further, adding an example. So you have to add an example here as well. So even if you have given something country like here, now here you can just give like according to this particular journal or the magazine, there was an article mentioned about the how it is affecting or deteriorating the posture of a human body, the more time we are spending on the computers, right? And result, definitely it can also have some hereditary effects in the upcoming generation, disformity in the structure, body structure, or maybe the social traits to be missed in the upcoming generation. So whatever you have mentioned here, you can cite here as resulting sentence of that. Then sentence 1, you're summarizing what you have said earlier, then you are presenting with the opinion here. Because this essay is asking your opinion, you see here, give your own opinion. So what is you feel more good, like what there is, what where there is a more weightage, so that becomes your opinion. If they haven't asked your opinion, you're missing on this sentence, but they are asking your opinion this time, so you adding this sentence, you are writing your opinion here, right? So maybe this time you feel like it got more it is more beneficial, provided that the use should be in appropriate hours, or there should be a limit to the hours you are using the computers in the education, or there are rules and guidelines. Maybe whatever your opinion is, you can mention it up here. These are the two formats we discussed, right? So you see, every different type of the essay require different type of the structure in which you can write it and justify the statement. Okay, so these are the essays where we are discussing both sides of opinion, both sided essay as we say in PTE. So discuss both view question, we called it discussion essay. So discussion essay will be having the typical question as discuss both points of view, or discuss both sides of view, and discuss both sides of people's opinion, right? And then give your opinion. And then maybe just discuss both sides of the view, and that's it, right? Normally it is asking about your opinion as well. So exemplary question is written here. Computers are used more and more in education, right? Some people say that this is a positive trend, while other argues that it is leading to negative consequences, right? Discuss both sides of this argument and then give your own opinion, right? So this is asking about, like, some people are in favor of computers in education, some are arguing against it, right? We have to discuss both people's opinion, why they feel so, and also we have to give our own opinion as well. Okay, you see here, this is again something based on opinion. It got thesis statement as well, right? We have to now first sentence as we do the paraphrasing of the statement, right? Then we are doing a thesis statement where we will be saying this essay agrees to the situation, or this essay agree, or this essay is actually throwing light on the opinion of people of different trends. Some falls into the positive category, some believes in the activity of the computer in education, right? And then this essay will discuss what this essay will discuss, outline sentence will be telling us. So this essay will discuss the opinion of the both category of the people, and then the yes, here you can write here, and leading to a logical conclusion presenting with my viewpoint, right? So this is how you can write a perfect introduction here. Then the main body, paragraph 1. So here the first sentence, you will be stating the first viewpoint, right? The first viewpoint is of the people who believe this is a positive trend, right? Then you are discussing that viewpoint further, that why those people are feeling it is a good, it is a positive, fruitful trend to use computer in education. So obviously we are explaining it, giving reasoning here. Then the next sentence is why you agree or disagree with this viewpoint. So this will be here the third sentence, where you are telling if you also a person of the same opinion, you are also writing here, according to me, or in my opinion, I also agree with the opinion of this class of people, as this will enhance the productivity and reduces the time used in learning the sources or resources, right? So I'm just citing up my opinion here, and if I'm not agree, so I'll be writing in my opinion, I don't I don't agree with the opinion of this class of people, because this will lead to many negative consequences that we will be discussing further, right? So then example to support your view, you will be writing an example to support your view here. Then the same trend you will be following the other side, but here you are writing the negative trend of the people who are saying it's a negative development, why it is, reasoning, you agree disagree with this point, and you are explaining your viewpoint with an example here, right? So examples, guys, I'm saying again and again, they need to be general. You cannot write something of first person. I think that I went to a college, university, my friend told me once this was happening in the world, or my father told me, right? First and second person examples are not at all good here. Always use third person in the example, and always make the example general. They should not relate to one specific category of people. General means relating to everyone, right? So some sort of that example work best here. Then conclusion part, you are summarizing, right, what you have already said up there, and you're stating which one is better or more important. So definitely with whatever opinion you are agreeing with, that's the opinion you will be saying is better, and you will be saying that that is important. You don't have to explain any new idea here, just simply you are writing it in one sentence, like where you are filing for this particular essay, right? Then the fourth category, problem and solution question. So problem solution question got the typical question words like what are the causes, what could be the possible solution, what are the problems are there just because of the situation, and what could be the one possible solution at least, right? So these are the typical question words in the essay. Then this is the exemplary question. Students are becoming more and more reliant on computer. What are some of the problems associated with reliance on computer, and what are some of possible solutions, right? So this is like the problem solution, both words are there. So this category is fourth one. So I'll be following the given structure on the screen right now. Paraphrasing the question, that means the statement itself, I'll be paraphrasing that, and then I will be writing this essay will discuss. So what this essay is going to discuss, that what I'm writing in outline sentence. And I am not writing a thesis here because this essay is again not citing an opinion. There is no opinion of any person here. It's just simple statement, and they are asking for its reasons and for its solutions. So main body paragraph 1. So first I have to state the problem, right? And now the reliant computer reliant by the student, and what are the problems it is giving. So I'll be just picking up the major issue, major problem which we have to face because of this reliance. So I'll be writing that as the first sentence, as the topic sentence. Then in explaining that problem, I'll be adding the more sub ideas to that, right? So maybe the main major issue I just picked up here is the bad behavior impact, suppose. So now beneath that in the explanation, I will be explaining how this is detroiting the social life of a student, right? So I'll be just curbing up the main sub ideas here, as I'll be just adding up those sub situations here. Then I'm giving a resulting sentence. So what will it lead to? Right? If this is the problem, this is happening, these are the reasons. So what it is leading the student toward or the individual towards to? Then adding an example. So examples, definitely I think this is something where the lot of studies are conducted on the behavior of the students with the lot of involvement of the computer rather than the traditional classroom structure. So maybe you can cite up some such news here, some such study here, survey here, or the country conducted a survey or established a study. So you can write as that as an example. Then the main body paragraph 2, where you are stating the solution of this problem, how you can reduce this reliance of computer by the student, right? So I'll be just citing up example. The traditional classroom needs to be more interactive, right? And they need to upgrade as per the today's modern society needs, right? The teacher themselves, they need to be more creative in the way they are teaching the children, and also they need to be more updated regarding in regards to the subject they are teaching to the children, right? So there are many solutions we can put forward here, and then we are explaining that solutions, and definitely we cannot miss on the example. So we are also giving an example here as well. Okay, just a sec. I lost this one. Then conclusion, you are writing the summary, that means restating those opinions, and then you are adding a recommendation or prediction. So recommendation or prediction means maybe you are giving here that if this is not tackled properly, so what there will be the mm, dire consequences to be seen in the upcoming generations, right? Or recommendation maybe like it is recommended that like these all the solutions to be implemented as soon as possible for the better societal behavior of the individuals, right? So recommendation or prediction could be anything in the next sentence to summary. Then the two-part question is the last type of the essay you can have. So there will be a statement just like that, and then they will be asking you two separate questions. So here is the example on the screen right now. As most people spend a major part of their adult life at work, job satisfaction is an important element of individual well-being. What factors contribute to job satisfaction, and how realistic is the expectation of job satisfaction for all workers, right? So this is the two-part question, and it is most common in the general exam. But yes, this doesn't mean that such sort of question cannot be there in the academic one, but they are rare in academic, more in general. So here the structure goes. Do we have to write an introduction as the paraphrasing the statement, and then you are outlining the both question. Paraphrase the statement part. After that, in the outline, you are just mentioning both the question. Like this essay will discuss the factors related to the job satisfaction, and also talk about the realistic values of this what we say of this expectation by all the workers, right? So this is like giving outline sentence. You're not writing exactly what you are going to type there, because if you're writing up there, it'll be like repetition sort of. So for this, you are just giving, you're mentioning both the question in a answered way. Then the main body paragraph one, you're answering the first question directly. So what factors are related to the job satisfaction? You will be writing them in the first sentence and explaining why these are the important factor, right? So many factors are there for a person to be felt satisfied with the job he she doing. You are writing them there, explaining further. Definitely you need more explanation here, and then you are adding an example. So any country following any such sort of factor to satisfy their employers, and how it is helping the in the productivity of that country, or increasing the economic values or something like that of that country. So some sort of example works good here, so you can write up there. Then the second question you are answering in the body paragraph 2, explaining it and adding an example again, like how realistic. So for you feel like yes, this expectation is quite realistic for all the workers, and why it is realistic. So there are many factors for it being realistic, and we are explaining those factors. Then we are adding an example there, and then last conclusion, we are giving summary, restating what we have already mentioned in the two paragraphs, right? So these are the five types of the essay. You can have out of all these five, you will be having only one essay, because there is no such format of having two essays in the IELTS. There will be only one essay and one letter in general, or the task one as a diagram for the academic. So it's only the two tasks you are doing. So out of these five, any one can be there in your exam. So depends what you are getting in. But yes, according to the essay type, you are following the structure, and that's how you are just writing your essay, planning it, and then start writing it, and then proofreading it. So this is the whole process. The few more things here are the idea itself. So what happens, some student, they can write the essays well, they know the structures well, but when it comes to the idea, they got real issue there. They don't know how to explain this. Now the ideas play a vital role in getting the scores for the essay, right? Why? Because if suppose you are writing something explaining the essay and your ideas are not relevant, so you start losing mark. If examiner about to give you 7 marks, it will bounce back to 6 because of irrelevancy, right? Because they will be like off topic. And if your ideas are quite relevant, striking at the point, so definitely your score will be from 7 to 7.5 as well, right? It can go up there. So that's why the how you are writing up the ideas and how accurately you are picking up those, it's very important, right? So how we can learn to gather ideas? Like I got a statement, I don't have any idea related to that, so how I'm going to write my essay now? So for not to get into these such of situation, what you have to do, first of all, you know that there are 10 common topics of the IELTS essay, right? So the naming them, I will say the education being first, right? The second is technology, third is sports, right? And then comes the next one, which is arts, right? And then comes the crimes, then comes the society, then comes the children, right? So these are like, then comes the environment. So this is like this, you will be having 10 common topics, right? That comes up in exam. So learning some vocabulary associated with these repeated topic, it will help you to get more and more score in lexical resources. Because definitely I say that you have to be you have to fair enough, like you are under, make the reader understand what you are writing up there, right? Definitely it will give you 6 band easily, right? But if you want to extend your score, so besides that, all the factors we need to work on, right? So one factor is lexical resources. So learn some good vocabulary related to education. You see there are a lot of websites on the Google available, and they give you essay, and after the essay they also give you relevant vocabulary to that. So this is like your homework, guys. You have to actually go write, type there essays related to art in IELTS exam, right? Definitely there will be many links available. The first are the most relevant, click them and read what essays they have mentioned there, right? So being I mean, any essay falling under the category of the environment, right? They can share many ideas, exchange many ideas, right? And this is not like I know one idea and it will only I can write in one essay. No, there are few ideas which you can in any essay related to the environment. There are examples which you can write in any essay related to the environment, because they are very common when the essay is related to environment, right? So this is homework that we have to look for such sites, and they are not difficult. Take my words, they're very easy. You type them, you get them, and you see, take out few good vocabulary words from those essays, take out the ideas they have written for explaining that situation, and then the last thing, take out the examples they have written. Now just learn them. Learn them doesn't mean cram them. Learn them what they are, right? And then when you are writing the essay related to environment somehow, and you will see how easily you can use those ideas, words, example in the essays you are writing. Definitely you are not pasting them up. You are using your own sentence formation, sentence structure, and you are adding those things. You know that we can read something, and we, when we are writing it, we can use our own structure to explain the same situation. So this is what you have to do here. It will give you more marks, right? Your ideas will be relevant. You don't have to actually think for every idea, because sometimes we don't have such experience, we are not very informed person as per the news are concerned or journal knowledge is concerned. So this will help us to prepare better to write the essay, right? To make it relevant, to use the good vocabulary, to add the exact examples, right? So this is one thing we can do. So these are the common topics. Search them, related essay, see what vocabulary words are there. Carry a notebook or maybe make notes in the system, computer, wordpad, right? And just go through those notes whenever you get time. This will make you prepare and ready for the IELTS writing task too, right? So this is very easiest thing you can do and prepare yourself for the essay writing. Then when you know that you are sitting for the exam of IELTS writing. So you see, guys, sometimes we get the ideas, but they are not quite relevant. But we don't have any other option, and we just have to just talk about those ideas only because our knowledge is limited to that point, right? To extend that knowledge and to grab more marks, because writing is the hardest part to crack in IELTS, right? So maybe it's good to have look on the newspapers, right? So just look at the topics up there for the education related articles, environment related articles, and then child behavior related articles, social life related articles. And you can go through some if you are just fond of reading, and even if you're not, then you have to do it just to extend score here, because the more good stuff, vocabulary, ideas, examples you are adding, it will take you to the more required score, right? Sometime it's 7 and sometime even beyond that, right? So this is like you keep noting the newspaper things, like under, okay, if I have to write this essay, now they have cite an example here which is very good and appropriate. I'll be just writing this example in my own words, right? They have just exemplified the situation of illiteracy. Oh yeah, this is very nice. I'll be just taking a note of it, and when I'm writing an essay to related to illiteracy, I'll be just using the same one but my in own words, right? So these are very informative things. If you work on them, you will see it will keep on rising your score, increasing your score in the writing IELTS task too. And this is, this is one thing where actually we have to do a lot of hard work, because some student they get good marks in all the modules, but when it comes to writing, their marks is 6.5, right? So somehow they are stagnant at that particular marks, that 6.5 band score, right? So these are the things, when you know how to explain a situation, then comes the more technical thing. I'm good with the grammar, I'm good with the sentence formation, right? Now comes what actually I'm writing in the essay. How relevant are my ideas? How up to date things I am mentioning up there? How effective is my essay writing? So this will add and impress the examiner, and this will drag you to the more required score, near to the more required score, right? So these are the few tips you can use. And besides that, if you got a logical mind, then this is the next best technique. It calls 5 question method, right? So 5 question method, you know that there are WH question: who, what, why, where, and how, right? So this actually help us to generate the ideas in order for writing task. And how? Definitely you have to be logical enough to connect the dots here. And how you can do that? Let's look at an example. Some countries, young people encouraged to work or travel for a year between finishing high school and starting university studies, right? So it says that, like in some countries, young people they are encouraged that they should take a year gap, and in that year gap, they need to work or maybe they need to travel, right? Now discuss the advantage and disadvantage for young people who decide to do this. Now this is asking about the demerit and merit of this situation, right? First of all, structure we are following is advantage disadvantage. Like there will be first sentence paraphrasing, second sentence outline. No thesis will be given here, and then we are following the structure beneath. And how we are implementing 5 question method. So let's implement here. First of all, who we know. We're talking about young people. And what we know. What is like to travel, to work with the year gap between high school and uni studies, right? Now the next 3 question. Why they are asked to do so? Okay, so first reason could be to gain work experience. The second reason could be to experience life in different countries, to understand different cultures, to make money before going to university, to be, of course, to be more active, to be more mature, because obviously the high school, when we guys are in high school, we are not that active, that mature to attain those traits. Maybe this is the one possible thing we can do: work or travel, right? So for me, these are the whys: who, what, and why is done. Now where I can do this, where I can got these opportunities. So first is tourist destination. Yeah, answer this. Then developing countries. Why? Because they are inexpensive. then the local businesses, then maybe the internship in the big companies. So these are the possible places where I can gain the knowledge I want to, or the travel experience, maybe the work experience. Then how I will be gaining that? The last WH is how. So how you'll be gaining that? By saving money. So of course, if you want to travel, you need money. So you're saving the money, and yes, that's how you can travel. Then maybe you need permission from parents, or maybe from university as well, right? So some university, they don't take students who having gap after the high school. They only accept the regular students. So maybe if you after such thing, then you maybe have to take admission from uni, so that you want to go for the same uni and they are accepting you next year, right? Permission from parents, yeah, definitely. Sometime even you need money from parents, and they, if they're not willing to send you for travel or for job, so you need that permission as well. Then apply for internship and job. So if you after a big company internship, so you have to first apply that. That's the particular process. So you have to apply that internship, apply that job. If you're getting it, only then you can gain that experience of internship, right? And then the thing is that you are moving to inexpensive countries. So inexpensive country, that mean you're gaining experience, you're looking at different life. Suppose you are from a developed world, so you're going to developing countries, you're looking at a different world from different scenario, from different perspective, which actually making you more mature, like how people struggling for the basic needs only, right? The one we are getting easily. So this is like how we are learning life, right? So, and also the inexpensive countries, you can afford the budget. If you got limited budget, still you can go there and spend your time there. So you can see, this is how this 5 question strategy works, right? So you need to connect the dots here. Like first, who, definitely the subject of the question. Then what, that's the work or the thing they are saying to do. And then keep asking why, where, and how, right? So this is logically connecting the dots and gaining or planning the essay. So we just spent 5 minutes here and we got good enough ideas, ways to implement that, places to actually practically playing the part in. So we got all the answers here, and now we can just write the essay as per the given structure easily. And just maybe you just need few examples. So for example, I told you there are other ways. First, you doing the common familiarization by doing R&D on the Google, best way possible. And then you can just always use some countries if you got knowledge, some countries name to cite example, if that is in, that thing is in practice or up there. And then comes the survey sort of example when you are framing something by yourself. And then comes the study kind of example when you are again framing something from yourself. And actually it can be true thing as well, and you know it and you're writing it, right? So these are the possible way you can frame examples and you can learn examples. So paraphrasing is the inseparable part of the IELTS exam. You see, the listening, it is paraphrased. Reading, it is paraphrased. And here in the writing, we need paraphrasing as well. So it is rewriting a phrase or a sentence so that it has the same meaning but with the different words. That's we call paraphrasing. So as we know, the first introduction, we have to restate the statement given, and but we cannot use the same word, so we have to paraphrase it, right? So here the first method is you can use the synonyms, right? If you know the synonyms, you know the other words for the same word, you can simply use it and it will paraphrase the statement for you. Now with a simple example first, my car needs petrol, right? I can write my vehicle requires fuel. So these two things having the different words but sharing the same meaning. So this is the paraphrasing. The second is like the same example, violent crimes is on the rise among teenagers. So I'm writing violent offenses are rising among young people or adolescents, right? So this is how we are doing the paraphrasing of the statement. So now with the real example. So the question statement says, As language such as Spanish, Chinese, English become more widely used, there is a fear that many minority languages may die out, right? So I can change it by changing the word order as well. Maybe I'm a student, I don't know any synonym here. I don't know how to how I can say fear in other words. I don't know how I can write the widely in other words, minority in other words, right? I don't know, die out. I don't know anything. I don't know the synonyms here. So this is what I can do in that situation. Change the word order, right? So this is the later part. There is a fear that many minority languages may die out, and this is the former part, as languages such as Spanish, Chinese, English become more widely used. So I'm bringing the later part first in the statement and former part at the later position in the statement. So this will give it a new look, but definitely it's not much recommended. Definitely at last you are using the same words, but yeah, somehow you change the order of the sentence, because rather than writing it as it is, you doing a few changes, it will help to give that sentence a new look, right? But the recommended method, because we all sometimes we don't have words for every word in the statement to change, but we have few words to change. In that case, we mixing both the techniques, which stands out the technique number 3. What it is, I'm changing the word order. I'm bringing the latest part at the first position, and it says there is dismay that. So this word was fear, and I change it to dismay, right? Many lesser used languages. So it says many minority language. So I wrote lesser used languages. It says may die out. I write may pass away, right? So as languages, this is the former part. Definitely we're not changing the nouns given. Spanish, Chinese, English, right? Uh, Such as these become more broadly spoken. So they have written more widely used. I wrote most more broadly spoken, right? So this is like mixing both the technique. You see, this is giving the statement whole new look. I'm saying the same thing, changed few words, changed the word order, and that's how I'm writing the first statement for the introduction. This is called paraphrasing here, and you also need this to write the conclusion as well. So we'll be talking about that as well. So now moving on, when I say this is the introduction you have to frame, so this is an example to the same. So how to write an introduction? An IELTS writing test to opinion essay should have 3 sentences, and these 3 sentences should be paraphrase the question, thesis statement, and then outline statement. As we discussed, the opinion essay, they got 3 sentences, and the other than that, we have to write 2 sentences. So this is the question part here. Kimberly, can you read question for me? I need to breathe.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Good deal of evidence that increasing car use is contributing to global warming and having other undesirable effects on people's health and well-being.
Right. So now the first statement is paraphrase. Can you please write that one? First part, paraphrase. Can you please write this paraphrase thing? What they have written in there, Kimberly?
Should I read it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Rising global temperatures and human health and fitness issues are often viewed as being caused by the expanding use of automobiles.
right. So you see, this is the same statement, but in a paraphrased way. The same technique I just said you, technique number 3, changing the word order and changing the few words which I know synonym of. And how? Look here. Now it says that increased car use is contributing to global warming and having other undesirable effects on people health and well-being. This is the later part. Like what are the issues arising because of car use? Now I just bring this to the first position. I have written rising global temperatures and human health and fitness issues are often viewed as. So this is a good deal of evidence that increasing car use is the first part. So I bring it here at the second position, as being caused by the, what is the reason for these two issues? Often viewed as being caused by the expanding use of automobiles, right? So this is how mixing both the things like the word change order and adding synonym give a complete whole new look to the statement of the question. Got it? Then comes the thesis sentence in the picture. This is for only the opinion essays. The opinion essay, the discussion essay, where they are just saying some people have this opinion. So this says this essay agrees that increasing use of motor vehicle is contributing to rising global temperature and certain health issues, right? So here maybe you can change these things as well. Like if this says is agree that, it says increasing, here it is expanding, here it is increasing. So maybe for me this word changed to escalating, right? Escalating usage, it says use, I say usage. Usage of motor vehicle is contributing to rising, and maybe you use another word here, you got another degree to write it, increase, rise, escalate, upsurging. Okay, I'm saying upsurging here, contributing to upsurging global temperatures and certain health issues, right? Now, outline statement. Firstly, this essay will discuss the production of greenhouse gases by vehicles. Now, this essay, what this essay will be containing, what are my views, that what I'm exploring in the body paragraphs second and third, that's what I'm telling here. Firstly, this essay will discuss the production of greenhouse gases by vehicle, which is caused to the upsurging global temperature. And secondly, it will discuss other toxic chemicals released by internal combustion engine, which is a reason to health issues, right? So you see how beautifully it covered everything which need to be there in your introduction. A paraphrasing, like what is my statement, what this essay is saying agrees to, this essay is agree to the situation, that this is the reason behind these two issues, right? And then what I am going to do here, that I am going to discuss the production of gases, which is responsible for problem number one, and secondly the toxic chemicals which are accountable for the problem number two told here, right? So this will cover the whole soul of thing which needs to be there in the introduction and will fetch you more marks on the examiner marking scale. Moving to the next part. So thesis, like normally the student don't know what is thesis statement. It is an idea put forward for consideration. So this is like this essay agree to this situation. So sort of an idea we are putting forward to consider it, right? Especially one to be discussed. So that is actually the one we are discussing in the whole essay. Is the most important sentence in the opinion one. It is contained in and then introduction, and each introduction should have one, depending on its opinion one, along with the paraphrase of a question and outline statement. So these are the two mandate things, right? Thesis statement in simple words, the way you feel about the whole issue in one sentence. So the whole issue of the statement we discussed above is escalated car usage contributed to greenhouse effect or global warming, sorry, and health problems, right? So that's the way I feel about the whole issue in one sentence, and I gave it in my thesis, right? Now, why we need to add this in opinion essay? It tells the examiner that you have understood the question, first thing, and it will lead to a clearer, more coherent essay, right? So that's why it needs to be there. This slide I'll discuss at last, right? Now, this is the order of supporting paragraph. We call them main body paragraph, right? So the main body paragraph, as I told you, starts with the topic sentence, right? Because the topic sentence tell like what this essay or what this paragraph is going to be about. This is about the global warming issue. This is about the human health issue, right? So the very first sentence in your supporting paragraph should be the topic sentence. Each paragraph should have one main idea, and the topic sentence tells the reader what this idea is. This makes your paragraph and the whole essay clearer and easier to read. You will gain marks for coherence in the IELTS writing test if you do so, right? So explaining our ideas. So one main thing, like obviously the main idea here will be, like as we said here, it will be the green production of greenhouses gases by vehicle. So this is going to be our topic sentence for this paragraph, right? Now, like moving towards to the explanation of the greenhouses gases, that's the main idea. That's the one main idea only. But when I'll be explaining it, I'll be adding reasons to that. Why there is a greenhouse, why there is a production of the gases which contributing to global warming. So that will, you can say that contain the sub ideas or the any explanation or any points you have collected to explain that paragraph, right? So explaining idea is a problem for most students. Maybe I'm writing something that I gave this idea forward, the greenhouse gases. This is the production of them is the reason, right? But I didn't, worried to, or I didn't, write a sentence which explain my this idea. Why I'm saying so? Why I'm saying the production of greenhouses is contributing to global warming? So I need to have an explanation in my written essay if I want to get more marks, right? If you're writing something, you have to back it up with the supporting sentence, with the explanatory sentence which explain that idea why you are saying so. Because if you're not doing that, if it is eliminated from your essay, the examiner itself won't understand why you are writing so. This won't be taken as a formally well framed essay, so you won't be receiving good marks on that. So writing anything, right, any idea putting forward, explain that why you feel so. So there need to be a reasoning for that, explanation with examples sometime, explanation with results sometime, right? So it must need to be there. They understand why you are saying so, but that's not the way they are testing you for your writing skill. Your written skill should be sufficient enough to convey your idea. There should be not need to self understanding, okay, okay, why that's why he's writing like that. It's like you're not going along with the sheet, only sheet will be submitted to the examiner. So definitely explain them for sure. And this is how you are writing the main body paragraph. After introduction, the next is main body paragraph. I told you to explain the idea, I told you to write the topic sentence, and how actually we're doing that. So supporting examples are the other element which needs to be there in the main body paragraph for sure. The last part of a good supporting paragraph is a relevant example. Examples give your points more authority and make your argument stronger. So that's why they need to be there, and one at least is must. Then this is the new essay. Increasing the price of petrol is the best way to solve growing traffic and pollution problems, right? To what extent do you agree or disagree? Now, I got this statement, and this is the opinion essay again, but I'm not writing introduction for the same because that we did with an example earlier. So this is the body paragraph, right? Now I'm start writing the body paragraph. So I'll be just writing, this will be my topic sentence. Raising fuel prices is the best option because it would lower demand. Now this is my opinion. I agree to this one. I agree to the situation mentioned in the essay statement. Now I'm adding an explanation why I feel so. This is my idea in the topic sentence. Yes, this is best option. And why I feel so. Explanation, supporting sentence. This is because, this is due to, this is owing to, right? The laws of economics dictate that the higher the price of a commodity, the lower the consumption of that product, right? So it is backing up the idea I put forward here. Now, a resulting sentence. And this will lead to less people using vehicle. You see, there is a sequence of event here. There is a logical order. This is actually how we are getting more marks on coherent and coherence, which is the fourth parameter. How well your ideas or the sentences are connected to each other, how well the one sentence itself is connected to one phrase to another. So that flow is right, that order is logical, there is a sequence in that. That's how you're getting mark on the fourth parameter. So it's very important, whatever you are writing should have a logical flow. It should not be like one thing I'm picking up for the opinion of like better, it is better, the second I'm writing it is not better, third I'm again saying no, this is better, fourth I'm giving a reason. There should not be confusion in the order, right? Very logical. So you see here it says topic, explanation, and then results to that. Then backing up with an example. For example, when the price of fuel skyrocketed during the oil crisis in the 1970s, there was a huge reduction in the amount of cars on the road, right? So now you see how beautifully this example is backing up the idea we put forward with an explanation and result. Then, like when it was happened in 1970, there was a oil crisis, so there was a reduction in amount of cars on road because the oil it becomes costly, so automatically people start using less cars, and it actually best to solve these two issues though you're mentioning, which is traffic and pollution. You see, this is how the format of your body paragraph need to look like. Maybe you need more explanation sometime, maybe this is enough. So that there certainly depends on what essay we are writing. So intro and body paragraph is clear here. Then the last thing is your conclusion. For conclusion, these are the quick tips. Firstly, we go through with them. So never write any new idea in your conclusion. So yes, conclusions are made for only restating the opinions you discussed in the essay. The new idea or any idea you got or any explanation you want to give, that is the part of the main body paragraph, second and third, right? That's the place where you are citing them. Conclusion is restating what you have already said. So no new ideas are treated good here. You're writing it, you're losing mark. Make sure you answer the question in the conclusion. Why it said so? Sometimes they ask you discuss advantage, disadvantage, give your opinion. Discuss both side of people opinion and give your own opinion, right? So that give your own opinion, it is for the conclusion. That question is for the conclusion. So it should state that you what you think about the question and make clear how you feel about the issue. So they ask you what are merit demerits and do merits outweigh the demerits. So that opinion is yours and that you will be writing in conclusion. So if the question contains such phrase in there, so that question is meant for the conclusion and you are answering that in the conclusion. But yeah, be precise with the word here. You don't have to explain everything, just simply where you are tilting towards. Vary your language. So never restate your ideas in the same language. Instead, you show the examiner you have a wide vocabulary by paraphrasing. So I told you a technique to paraphrase, three techniques. So you can also implement that technique here as well. So for the conclusion, you can paraphrase the introduction, right? That's the best way possible. If your intro is perfect, then that's the place you can paraphrase in the conclusion. But yes, that's a very technical thing to do. I'm giving you an example of that as well. So learn it and then only use it. Otherwise, if you cannot do that, simply restate that in one sentence, but provided that you're not picking up the any word you used before to explain the same idea. It's not that you cannot at all use it. Of course, if you don't have any word, you're using it. But yeah, try and practice that you don't have to need, yeah, that you don't need any sentence you have written already or phrase you written already and you're repeating it up there. Some words very common, you see the preposition or some sort of such words, many, degrees. So that's okay. Don't try to include everything. The conclusion, as the name suggests, is just to summary, right? Summarize the main idea. So there is no need to add explanation. That place is meant for the main body paragraph. So just summarize the main points, and that's what is needed here. Always write one. Conclusion you cannot miss on. Like the introduction, like the main body paragraph. The another important thing is the conclusion. You missing on conclusion, you're losing one band, right? So even if you're running out of time, quickly write one sentence only maybe, right? And other than that, you know that I given you the structure. According to that, you're writing two sentence max. But even if you're running out of time, quickly just write in conclusion that in conclusion these practices should be taken into the consideration for the better behavior traits of the children in future, full stop. So that's very quick to write just one sentence. But yes, definitely write it. It make you lose band if you're missing on that one, because it's a pattern you have to follow. Then Yeah, the connectors. When you're starting conclusion, you have to write the connector before, which is showing that this is a conclusive paragraph. So for me, the one I am recommending here is the in conclusion and to conclude. So these are the most formal one, I believe. You should be writing something very formal for the like in the form of connector. Don't pick something which doesn't sound formal, right? So these two, they are quite formal in tone. So you writing a connector, because that's how you are telling this is a conclusive paragraph, right? This is must to be added. And this is an example how you can frame the conclusion from the introduction, right? So let's read it. And yes, anybody can read that for me.
It is argued that students should be taught real life skills, like how to look after money. This essay agrees that they should be part of the curriculum. The essay will first discuss how everyday competencies benefit people later in life, and then talk about the dangers of not being taught how to manage money at an early age.
All right. So do you see this is a perfect introduction again. So it says there is an argument in this statement maybe. So the first sentence is paraphrasing that students should be taught real life skill like how to look after money. And then come the thesis. This essay agree that they should be part of the curriculum, right? And then comes the outline sentence. This essay will first discuss how everyday competency benefit people later in life. The first point maybe you are mentioning in the first paragraph, and then talk about the dangers of not being taught how to manage money at an early age. That's the topic for the second body paragraph. And this is how, guys, you have to frame the introduction. So I have given you two examples of the introduction today. So you see, this is an introduction which actually covering the whole essay itself, a summary, what this essay is about, and what actually this essay is going to discuss. So this is having the entire essay in the introduction, right? So if I have to just made my conclusion from introduction, so this is how you can do that. In conclusion, this essay supports. Now, obviously, this was an argument before, but after discussing the things, obviously, this is a resulting thing I'm mentioning. So, this essay is agreement to the situation. So, this essay is supporting the situation. So, the word changed to supports. This essay supports the idea that, which idea? That teenager, student, teenager, same thing, should be taught how to be taught. Real life skill like how to look after money. Functional subject, real life skills, functional subject. For example, financial planning, like how to look after money. So same meaning, different words. And why they need to learn this one. So they have given here like this what the essay, what the essay has discussed. This is in outline. That's what I have to say here, because it helps them, like it is in a question form here, like how these competency benefit later in life, and then the dangers of not having these traits. This is here, that's what I discussed. So I'm writing because it helps them in adulthood. First thing, first paragraph covered. And lack of education related to these topic can have serious consequences. So second paragraph covered. So first paragraph is talking about how this is benefiting people in later in life, covered in the help them in adulthood. And the second paragraph I mentioned about dangers of not having these traits, that is covered in the next sentence, can have serious consequences. So you see from like top to bottom, it covered the entire thing, not used the single word same, change everything, but still got everything you have discussed in the whole essay. So this is the perfect way to write a conclusion and fetch more and more marks here, right? So I hope this is very clear to you guys, everything. And I'll just come to the marking strategy, how they mark your essays. But this is for the do and don'ts for conclusion. Restate your opinion, do. Include main supporting points, do. Don't, however, do not simply copy the words. Use synonym and paraphrasing to vary the language, do. So these are the words I changed. This essay support, this essay agree. Should, out to student, teenager, functional subject, real life skills, look after money, financial planning, later in life, adulthood, dangers, serious consequences. So you see, these are very simple words, not much difficult words, which are some vocabulary I need to search and look for in Google. Very simple. And this is how you can also change the entire look of the conclusion, keeping the idea same but changing all the words there. And if at last word limit is not achieved, this is very important. You have to write 250 words. You following the structure, you will be easily able to write 250 words. Just in case, sometime you see there are sentences which are actually explaining the things with less words, right? In that case, maybe your word count is 240. So what you are doing out there? So if this happened to you, because following structure, your length will be 250. Just in case it's 5-10 words less than 250. So how you are completing that? You can add a prediction, what we think will happen, right? You see, we are adding this in problem solution, but just in case you are not able to achieve the word limit, then this is your savior. Or a recommendation, what we think should happen, right? Prediction, what will happen. Recommendation, what you think should happen to your conclusion, right? Now this is totally optional, and it is only you can use it as a savior in case you are not able to reach to 250 words, which I think won't be the case with the structure. But yes, to be on safer side, this is one thing you can do, right? And one thing more for your word count. If you are appearing for the computer based, so then that's not big deal, because you will be having a word count and a timer. Like just like this, there will be a box in this side. You will be having word count, and here there is a clock always which tell you how much time you left with, right? A clock, like circular clock, will be some such symbol will be there. But if you are a student who appearing for a pen and paper based exam, so you have to make a layout plan for you. So layout plan, as I say, suppose I'm a student who write 5 words in one sentence, right? 5 words in one. I won't say sentence. I will say line, right? Because we got a exam sheet as with lines in that, right? So sentence is like when we are completing the whole sentence, maybe we covering 4 lines, right? But line is like when I'm completing that right line, that space given in the answer sheet. So maybe I'm a student writing 5 words in one line, right? And I have written 6 lines. So what is the count of the words for me? 5 into 6 is 30. Am
30.
I right? I'm bad at mathematics. 5, 5, 25. Yeah, I'm right.
30.
So 5, 6, 30. Right? So for introduction, I have written 6 lines, and each line is having 5 words. That's my average of the words I write. So altogether, I have written 30 words here. Right? So um, then I wrote around 9 lines. I will write 5, I write in each. That's my average. And I write 9 lines for the main body paragraph 1. So 5 into 9, 45, right? So this is the word count for me. So maybe 1 or 2 words can be up down, because sometimes you see the 5 words I'm writing, and I am writing in to the preposition or the helping verbs like is, was, right? So maybe they make you count 7 in one line and other 6, yeah. But we have to take out the average. But few students, they write 6 words, right? 6 is 36. Am I right now? Right? So for in that case, you are writing 36 words there. So this is like how easily you can count your words if you are appearing for the paper based exam, right? Now 6 into 9, maybe you're writing 6, then you are writing here 54, right? If you are writing 6 words in one line, and 9 lines you have written, so 54. So this is how you can easily count your. So this is 90 word altogether. You see, out of 250 I have written 90 words, so that means I am left with 160 word. So maybe the next paragraph, this is 54 plus 36, 90, yeah. So next paragraph also I write 9 lines, right? I am writing again 54 words in that, right? So that will be 90, then 54. around 144 words, right? And in conclusion, I am writing, suppose again I'm writing 5 lines, like lines, and 5 into 6 is 5 6 5 into 6 is 30.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so it is like 180 words. So if I'm following the same structure, my word is 180. So this is how you can decide on your layout, like how many lines I am writing in each paragraph on an average, so that I do not have to count the words at the end. On an average, I'm somewhere around 250 260. That you should be knowing, right? This is you can plan in your practice if you are preparing for a paper and pen based exam, because this will clearly help you. And obviously the lines are lengthy in the answer sheet, and for this you can simply type in Google answer sheet for writing task 2 IELTS. You will be getting PDF links. You can download them, print them, and keep in front of you and see how many lines actually you are writing in them, right? Then only you can decide on the layout, because the notebooks or the notepads we are using, maybe they having different alignment, different shape and sizes. So you need to just look into, maybe one sheet is enough, so download it and take a print of that, and try to understand how many words I write in that sheet in one line, maybe 7, maybe 8. So altogether, how many lines I'm writing in every paragraph. So you have to just randomly, count how many lines you are done, and it will save your time. That's why I'm telling you, because it will save your time. And the last thing is how actually the examiner mark your task. So this is an description of the bands and the difference between the band 8 and 5 essay task, right? So this is the things which need to be there, and if they are not there, how much you will be getting. If they are there, how much you will be getting. So this is a description of how examiner mark your essay. So right. So basically, if you want to go have good marks, so your question need to have relevant, extended, supported ideas. Relevant, first of all, relevant means you're not talking out of context thing. Extended, that means you have given an explanation to every relevant idea you mentioned. Supported means you are giving examples with that ideas, right? This means that your idea must actually relate or be linked specifically to the question, and then you have to explain what your ideas mean, that mean explanation, and then support them with example, right? So relevant, extended, and supporting ideas are the one key here which make you get more marks. And this is very important to understand. You see, you maybe you are just feeling like I have a lot of ideas, why she's emphasizing a lot on this thing. Sometimes we write an explanation, but basically this is not exactly relevant thing I'm writing about. I'll just come up other day, I'll be coming up with an example of being relevant to the essay and what it actually means, right? And here you see the band 5 addresses the task only partially. That means I haven't covered the entire question. The format may be inappropriate in places. Format is like I'm writing 4 paragraphs, so maybe I'm messing that up, right? The length, there is no, presentation is not good in the format, and word limit is less. So this all means format, right? Expresses the position, but the development is not always clear, and there may be no conclusion drawn. So yeah, I just expresses a position, I agree, but my development to that agreement is not clear, right? It is not clearly shown from my essay, looked from my essay that you are in agreement. And yes, there are no conclusions drawn, or maybe this could be the case, the conclusion has written there, but it is not relevant at all, right? Then present some present some main ideas, but there are limited these are limited and not sufficiently developed. So main idea, that mean I write I agree because this will help to speed up the process, but I didn't mind or I didn't bother to explain why it will speed up the process, right? So sufficiently, not sufficiently developed, this mean that there may be irrelevant detail. So maybe I'm writing an idea which is not related to my topic, I'm going off topic. That band 6 addresses all parts of the task, although some parts may be more fully covered than other. So maybe I picked up two ideas to explain the disagreement to the given essay. The first body paragraph I explained very beautifully. I gave the relevant ideas, I explained them, and then I added supported example, then I add resulting sentence to that. But when I move to the main body paragraph 2, I just write ideas, maybe explain one out of the two I mentioned, and then there is no example maybe, which actually maybe sometime it is needed there, and sometime maybe I'm missing on the result. So this is like not fully covered in comparison to the first one. So there should be a balance in both the paragraphs. Presents a relevant position, although the conclusions may become unclear or repetitive. So I present a relevant position, although the conclusion is not clear, or I have used some words from the essays body paragraph as well. Present relevant main idea, but some idea may be inadequately developed. Same problem comes here as well, and they are not so clear. So if your essay is having such things in that, you will be a student of band 6. Then band 7, where actually we all want to be, addresses all parts of the task. That means question is fully covered. Present a clear position. If I said I'm agree, so I just explain that clearly in my essay. I have extended my reasoning. I have supported those with the relevant example. But then what is not there, which makes me stand at 8? There may be a tendency to overgeneralize, and or supporting ideas may lack focus. So sometimes we just talk more about the given situation, which actually can overgeneralize the thing. So yes, for that, structure are your savior. So you know that how much you should be writing, so that you're not overgeneralizing the thing, or you just keep talking only on the one aspect, being repetitive or something like that, and losing few marks, right? Then 8 band is when you are sufficiently addresses all parts of the task, presents a well developed response to the question with relevant, extended, and so basically what they are after in the essay is 8 band. So you now maybe you just keep one task of your in front of you and match your task with the descriptions here, and you will get a clear picture where you right now stands and what you need to add in your essay to be at 7, 8, or whatever is your requirement. Maybe you at 5, your requirement is 6. So you see what you have to deduce and what you have to include, right? So guys, that's all for the today's writing task 2 class. Any questions so far? That's all about the task 2. That's all the question you may have in your mind for the task 2. All good?
Yeah. Could you do like maybe like a sample like in the future classes maybe?
Sample future classes we generally do. It's just that you just joined today, no?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
so
I'm a
it's
little
like you keep attending, you will be getting all the sessions.
okay. Yeah.
Yep. All right, and that's all. So I'm ending this session now. So we'll be seeing each other tomorrow, and tomorrow I possibly be talking about the task 1, journal, academic, both. So if you want to have the knowledge of the same, the traps, the techniques, the one things it needs to be there, so you can run that session as well, right? So for today, yeah, have a good day, guys. I'm ending this session. So may I? Yeah. Okay, all good. So yes, bye bye. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye.